Hey, thanks for calling. I know you've had a long week, but we're all here for you. Thanks again for calling Three Wise Radio.
So you've seen it.
Yes.
You have not seen it.
They haven't seen it.
I have not seen it either, no.
But you both have read it.
Right.
Okay.
So do you care if we talk about
No,
what
I
they've added
don't.
and stuff? Okay.
I mean, there's not really much we can spoil.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll get to it. What are we going to do that second?
Yeah.
And then we're also doing the spy battle. And then San Diego Comic-Con, we're going to talk about a little bit too, yeah?
Yeah,
Which is what's going to lead off the show.
Oh, cool.
So, all that and more. Welcome to Three Wise Radio, a podcast where we talk about movies, comic books, TV, technology, the internet, and pretty much everything else media related. My name is Joe Greller. I am one of the three wise guys. Joining me, as always, are the other two wise guys, Garrett Welker and Sam Pixley. Good evening, gentlemen.
Doesn't feel like evening.
Good afternoon, Joe.
It's 7 p.m. That is
Sun
evening.
is still up.
I'm just going to go with high.
Daylight savings time normally happens. So August afternoon is 7 p.m., but December, that would be evening 7 p.m.?
Yeah.
4
bedtime.
p.m. is evening in December.
No, that's afternoon still. When the
No.
sunset is not how it's. We're not farmers. We don't dictate like.
We are farmers, but we live in the big city.
Bum-ba-dum-bum-bum-bum.
Yeah. We're not farmers. You don't dictate what time it is
We're not farmers. You're the one that quoted daylight savings time.
because that's still a thing.
For farmers.
Literally only America.
Is there still farmers?
There are still farmers, yes.
like
Don't
real
make me do the
farmers,
jingle
or is
again.
everything? Actually, I just got two and two together. So wait, no, but are there still really farmers out there, or is it just like
Yes,
every-
farmers are real.
I've never met one. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah. What
Where do you,
What do you think gets... Where's
where do you
Where's
think
your
produce
food come from?
A lab.
Not yet.
Yes, but no.
Not most of the food you eat comes from a lab, but
Also,
the
yes.
stuff you should eat does not.
Gotcha.
Also, yes.
So most of my stuff comes from a lab.
Right.
But okay. Anyway, joining us today is our senior secret agent correspondent, Ken Lehnord. How are you this evening?
Doing absolutely wonderful.
Are you?
I am, indeed.
All right. You'll be running on a little sleep.
Shh, we weren't supposed to tell the guests that.
Okay.
That was just for you guys. That was a disclosure to you guys to let everyone know I'm going to swear a whole fucking bunch today.
All right.
Disclaimer. I'm going to swear a whole fucking bunch today.
That's good. It's at the beginning of the cast. Now they know.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's start off with some headlines. Going back to what piqued your interest at Comic-Con, because when we recorded the last cast, it was on a Friday. So we really only got one night of Comic-Con.
Yeah.
What was the biggest things you saw at Comic-Con?
They showed Ego the Living Planet's costume in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. That's the headline.
Who?
Ooh. Ego, the living planet.
AKA his
Star-Lord's
dad.
So wait, is Star-Lord's dad basically like Migo from Green Lantern Corps?
Yep.
Yeah.
I was
But he's,
also Galactus.
How did he impregnate a woman?
He said, like,
he takes the form of Kurt Russell.
yeah.
Oh, is Kurt Russell his father?
Yeah.
Oh,
Which is
okay.
actually 100% effective in getting a woman pregnant, is to assume the form of Kurt Russell.
I mean,
Yeah.
it worked on me.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, they showed his costume, and
Looks pretty cool.
James Gunn was like, yeah, saying that that's his father and saying that he's a living planet and everything, it's not a spoiler because you find out pretty early, so okay.
I found out the same from one of the guys I work with. I'm not going to release his name, but he is the nephew of one of the major stars of Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
Bradley Cooper?
No.
Damn it.
I know,
Wow.
right? If I was able to serve food to Bradley Cooper, I would be so happy. That was not the case.
He's a good looking guy.
He is
He is.
indeed. And he can speak French.
Really?
Yep.
Enchanté. I think that means
I don't know.
like
How do you say hey girl hey in French?
enchanté. Girl enchanté. Enchanté, mademoiselle enchanté.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that.
But no, I don't think that was the biggest news. I mean, for me, let's knock it out. The DC trailers. They stepped up to the plate.
Oh my god.
They were
Wonder
really good.
Woman.
She's talented.
She is wonderful.
Sexist motherfucker.
Because she's talented?
I saw you say that with like a raise in your eyebrows and a gleam in your eyes.
Yep. Actually looks great.
It does.
It does. It really does.
My favorite part about that trailer was the whole like combat scene that they had intersected in between it all.
Yeah.
And just like she's like sliding around on her armor and just like
Yeah.
oh, it looks so good. It looks like what I would expect Wonder Woman combat to be if they did like Arkham, like the free flow stuff,
Yeah.
but Wonder Woman styled.
Yeah. It looks great. Like, it just looks beautiful. It was really stunning, just visually. The only thing that didn't look great is for me, when you saw the slow motion of her, whenever she was in combat, if you looked, her face was clearly not her face. Like, that was not Gal Gadot's face. Watch it again and look at it. Like, it's either the stand-in or they were not done tweaking with her face for the CGI, because it's a little off-putting.
Okay.
But
Interesting.
I think Chris Pine's going to be a great Steve Trevor, too.
See, for me, he was the most off-putting part of that trailer.
You didn't like it?
I liked everything except for him, honestly.
What didn't you like about him?
Just in a movie all about Wonder Woman, it's just like, here's this dude in World War II, and it's like bring
World
in
War
the woman. World War One. My bad.
So, but he's setting precedent. He's basically the first male
To ever-
superhero love interest. So it's the first time the roles are being reversed ever.
Yes.
In a movie. So I'm also interested to see how that is perceived and like
As am I.
how that tone's going to fluctuate. But the trailer looked great. I thought it looked fantastic.
It raised more hype for me personally than Batman vs Superman did.
Can't agree with you, but it definitely makes you very excited to see where things are going.
Yes.
Also, it has a very different tone and feel to it than the other movies have.
I
so
feel like
far,
this
which-
is DC's Captain America.
Yeah,
It basically
I mean,
is,
like,
yeah.
that's what people have been.
It's
yeah, that's
almost
what
like
people have been
Captain America
relating
meets
to,
Thor, really. If
Yeah.
we're going-
With tits.
Yes, that too.
Who's sexist now?
For those
Pointing at the one that called her talented. So take that with a grain of salt.
I'm also glad there's no cameras because my fly's undone right now.
there was
Justice League.
Justice League, which
It wasn't a trailer, it was just footage styled like a
It's
trailer.
Booyah.
It was like 3 different scenes kind of intersected into one.
But I mean, like, they didn't say, like, this is the new trailer, like, hey, this is just a bunch of footage we've got, but it was all, like, set up and edited to be like a trailer.
right, and
Yeah.
one of it was one of the 2 scenes I let them watch film, so that made sense.
I was hoping for the other one because the other one's got Gordon in it, and we didn't get to see it. But
We didn't. The only criticism the Justice League trailer came under was that people claimed it felt too much like Avengers in the sense of Bruce Wayne going around claiming that they're trying to set up a team.
It's, well, I mean, that's
But
what
it
they're doing,
is.
though.
The Flash scene, I will admit, felt a little like that, but the Aquaman scene did not. And the only thing I'm going to say is I'm not 100% sold on Cyborg.
I mean,
That
you
did
didn't
not
really see
look-
him a lot.
Did you
in
say
that.
booyah in the trailer? Because I did not see this trailer.
he didn't say booyah.
He did not.
Then Justice League is dead to me.
He's barely in it, so
Yeah,
I'm
he's-
sure there's still plenty of time for him to say booyah.
If there's a Justice League that exists where Cyborg does not say booyah, I will
Be very mad.
revolt
Sure.
somehow, some way.
I'm sure you will be one of 6 individuals.
There are more than 16 Titans fan. Please, it's like 13.
Not enough that I would say would stand up
And revolt.
in arms at that. One thing that I did say that I thought was funny for those that have seen the trailer is that a lot of people said that Cyborg just looked like a character that NVIDIA would put on one of their game cartridge boxes. Which is accurate. If you would see it, it's accurate.
I did see a still of him.
Did you?
That is very, very accurate, yes.
Yeah.
That's what I said. I'm not.
Like the middle of his arm cannons,
Yep.
the fucking fan. Oh, that's perfect.
Didn't it feel like an episode of Justice League though? Like
It
the
did.
cartoon?
It did.
Which is I kind of liked, but there's jokes in it. Just so
Yeah.
everyone knows,
It's lighthearted.
it's funny. This one's gonna be funny. I
As it
swear.
should. Justice League was hilarious.
Yeah, but you can do a mix. You can do a nice, healthy mix. I don't know. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I did. Yeah, like I said, I'm just not. That Cyborg just looked. It looked like Wolverine's claws in X-Men Origins to me.
Yeah, it's still- I mean,
did
it's still
not look
super early.
completed. I know, but
That's a very
Bold statement.
good but terrible comparison.
yeah, but I mean, it had that kind of shiny. I can clearly tell this is not metal.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, for sure.
what is this?
Flash looks great, right?
Actually, Ezra sold me on Flash.
All right, so
I remember, like, we were all very skeptical on Ezra Miller as the Flash, but
I can.
and
pull up-
I remember when this trailer came out, like, Sam sent this to us, and he was just like, guys, yeah.
They did.
I think I said my pants have never been tighter.
Yeah, that was the exact phrase, but...
Back to differ. He says, covering his crotch.
Yes. What was I can't remember what I was going to say. Somebody had a question about The Flash. Was it you?
I was actually very curious on that. Like, I followed The Flash that they did on
CW.
Yeah. Whatever, same fucking thing. I followed that for like good season, and I really enjoyed it. I feel like they did a really good job with The Flash on this. So, like, do you feel like they're trying to like outdo it or like overshine it, or do you think they're just like...
No, just feels different.
It is a completely different interpretation. I would say the movie version might be more lean towards a Wally West type Flash, really, than a Barry
It's kind of more
sure.
aloof. Yeah.
They call him Barry Allen, but he's more jokey, outcast. Like,
He's the comedic element.
So...
Because you didn't watch, he said he joins the team because he needs friends, is what he said.
Okay. Which is funny because, like, in the original Justice League cartoon, it was Barry Allen, and he played that exact role.
I think it's
in the cartoon it was Wally West.
I'm pretty sure it was Barry Allen.
No, in the
it was
cartoon it was
Wally
Wally West because in the comics when the cartoon was airing, Barry was dead and Wally was the Flash.
Mm-hmm. And also because like
I stand
it's
corrected.
episode
My
1 or
apologies.
2, and they're like, "Well, I don't." Wally's like, "I don't trust you guys at all," and then Batman just takes off his hood and he's like, "Bruce Wayne, Clark Kent, Wally West. Let's go. Are we gonna do this or not? Now let's go."
He goes around and
he's
names
like,
everyone.
"Oh, okay."
The only other complaint that I had about it was the shot of Aquaman, Jason Momoa, killing a bottle of whiskey and then throwing it. You don't need...
Loved it.
He already is a badass. You don't need him drinking a bottle and throwing it to the ground to be like, oh, this is a tough guy. He's huge.
I need that.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
To believe that he's a tough guy?
It had nothing to do with making me believe he's a tough guy. The scene just looked cool to see.
Also, he's littering. He's Aquaman. Doesn't he care about the
But
Earth?
he may not be
No, he cares about the
Aquaman
ocean.
just yet. We don't know where he's at in his journey.
I interpreted it as like this is like his introduction shot in the movie where like, you know, he's not quite like come across like accepted the mantle of Aquaman, or this is like after Bruce has talked to him and he's just like, I don't know if I want to be Aquaman. Drink. All right, let's be Aquaman.
Maybe you guys looked deeper into it than I did.
No, I just accepted that it was a man chugging a bottle and throwing it on the ground. He didn't throw it in the ocean. He threw it on the ground. He doesn't give two shits about what's going on the ground.
Well, that's probably his arc in this movie.
He cares
Yeah,
about...
fuck the land, save the ocean.
Yeah.
They're intertwined.
Anything else from Khan?
Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
Got some new footage from that.
Looked good. Didn't look like... I think DC just overwhelmed me, so the rest of the stuff kind of dwindled a bit.
agree
It looks
with that.
good. It's going to be a good movie. I think it's going to be solid.
We also didn't see like a whole lot. Like it was a lot of just like alternate angles from previous trailers. So.
Right, and of course I'm going to go see this in theaters, but I'm not excited to see this. Like, Suicide Squad, I can't wait for. Justice League, I can't wait for.
Suicide Squad is going to be a lot of people's Deadpool.
I think so, yeah. Because I think they're going to treat it and handle it in a unique way, and it's going to do it right.
Oh, yeah. I know a lot of people who are very, very, ecstatic Harley Quinn fans.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, they went with me to see Deadpool, which, if everyone remembers from the last podcast, I saw it, like, so many times. But, like, I've gotten messages from a bunch of different people being like, yo, Suicide Squad. And I'd be like, I have to make time for all y'all because you made time for me, so we'll work it out. And everyone's super hyped about it because it looks really good. It looks really well done.
That's why I'm super hyped about it, because it looks like a summer blockbuster again.
It does.
Like, it's one of those
really
things
does.
where this is going to be an experience, and you don't always get that when you go to the cinema.
Word.
First shots of Superman from CW. We saw that, too.
Oh, God.
I didn't.
I'm gonna
And you
show
guys are
I'm gonna
groaning,
pull
so
it-
I
I'm
take
gonna
that
pull
as a
it
good
up.
thing.
He's
and
going to
show
pull it
you.
up. It's a good costume, but he is not a very strong-looking individual.
not
Makes you appreciate the physicality of, like, Henry Cavill.
He's not a very
I thought
confident
Henry Cavill
looking.
was a really good Superman.
Yeah, he looks great, though, but, like, physically,
does.
he looks great. This guy is just kind of a dude that is wearing a
He
Superman
looks gooby.
costume. He looks like he's cosplaying.
Looks like, who's the dude from Arrow that was in Superman?
Brandon Routh.
Yeah. Looks like
No,
Brandon Routh.
He has a little bit of Brandon Routh stretch. Brandon Routh
He
wasn't
has
big
a
at all.
lot of Brandon Routh.
Like I don't think face-wise he looks like Brandon Routh, but
He's got the jaw.
He doesn't have he has his build. Yeah, Brandon Routh wasn't a very
Brandon
big
Routh's bigger than that. Way bigger than that.
Yeah, he is.
Way bigger than
Maybe
that.
in height.
It looks like Brandon Routh and Zack and Miri make a porno as Superman.
Was he in that?
Yeah, very
was.
briefly. Him and
what?
Justin Long play a gay couple.
Oh yeah, that's
Which
right.
was
Oh, it's
hilarious.
that's a great scene. You're right.
No, I compared this new Superman. He looks like Ace Ventura from the 90s, like the 90s cartoon. And then somebody else pointed out to me that he looks like Flashpoint Superman
Yeah,
if he
Yeah.
bulked up a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Absolutely.
They've also announced that the 4-episode crossover will deal with Supergirl possibly coming into
We can only assume.
his universe. So does that mean they do Superman, get him out of the way, bring Supergirl over to the other
this
universe,
universe.
and then we never hear from him again?
Yep.
Why?
Why not? Garrett, smoke him if you got him. And right now they got
Also,
Superman.
does that write out Martian Manhunter as well?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And if she just makes the jump, how does she make the jump? And you know Cat Grant's going to make the jump because they're not going to quit paying Callista Flockhart. So how are you going
from
to
what I've seen, she's the best part of that show.
how are you going to pick and choose?
Probably by salaries.
Well, I know, but by story. Now, that being said, I still believe that season 1 got better as it went along.
Neat.
And I believe season 2 is going to be better.
Are we going with a classic? It got better.
Yes. But I believe season 2 is going to be better because it's on the CW. And when a show goes to CW, CBS just pumps money into it. They don't have a hand in it creatively. Because the honest to God thing is CBS does not know how to treat a show unless it's a procedural drama. Or if it's a multi-camera sitcom. Anything else are just like, this is a thing. We're old white dudes who grew up in the 60s and 70s. So like 1 Adam 12 was our type of show. An emergency. Or we came to power in the 80s and 90s. So we look at analytical stats that go out to old white people. And that tells us that's what they like. So then we make television for old white people. And they sit down and don't change the channel because they die in front of the television.
Are you insinuating that it's old white people's fault that we have Olicity?
No, 'cause
No,
it's not
I'm
CBS.
insinuating it's old white people's fault
Oh,
that
sorry.
Supergirl was
Sorry.
as bad as it
CBS.
was.
I thought you were talking CW. My bad.
No.
My bad.
CW knows what they're doing in every aspect.
So it'll be in more Warner Brothers' hands. So they'll have some CBS money, but they won't have their fingers in it. So I do believe it will get better.
Sure. I can't wait to not watch.
Well,
Yeah. I'm.
that's fine. You take Arrow, I'll take Supergirl, and I'll be perfectly happy with that
Deal.
decision.
Oh darn.
Oh, they did announce Felicity's getting a new boyfriend. Felicity's getting a new boyfriend, and it's going to happen fast, and she's going to jump into it. Can't wait for that triangle.
You were right the first time. Felicity's getting a new boyfriend.
Right.
Oliver's going to join that relationship.
In more exciting news, I think the last big thing from Marvel, Brie Larson cast
Yes.
as Captain Marvel.
Yes. Well, officially. We all
Officially.
knew.
I don't think we all
knew.
knew. We all kind
We
of
all
somewhat
knew
hoped
it was going to happen.
True, but I mean, we've heard a lot of speculation about a lot of things that have ended up not.
See,
being
but
true.
that's different. I'm getting tired of the whole like, oh, this is what everyone's saying, and then we'll announce it 3 months later. Like you basically, if it's coming from Marvel, like, hey, we're in final talks with them, I'm just gonna assume they have it unless you publish another story that says, hey, shit hit the fan, they ran screaming from the meeting.
Yeah.
Unless something along those lines happen, I just always assume that they're with it. To me, that wasn't as big of a news story.
No, but I do think she
thought it
will
was
be
cool.
a good fit.
I think
though.
she'll be.
Oh, I think
solid.
she's great.
She'll be a great part of the universe.
Yeah.
She'll be great.
I'm
She can
excited.
carry a movie, which is huge.
I'm honestly more interested to see what her costume is going to look like because there's a couple pretty strong variations of
Miss Marvel's character.
Marvel. Yeah, so I'd be interested to see where they take that.
But she won't be Miss Marvel. She'll be Captain Marvel.
Still, we do have a lot of variations.
It's always basically, is she going to do the long hair or is she going to do the really short hair with
Do
the
you
with
still
the, like,
bring
the
in-
pullover helmet?
Here's a question, real quick. Do you still bring in Marvel
No.
into the story? But then how does she get the powers, and why does she take the name Captain Marvel?
I think you do because
I
at
don't
least what
think
it
you
looks
can
like they're
explain
doing
that
is
unless
she
you
might be
do.
the part that kind of merges Guardians with the rest of it.
Right.
So she's kind of the linchpin for that. So that makes sense that you would do that.
Because that is her backstory. Marvel is Captain Marvel, so she takes his name and becomes Miss Marvel, and then when he dies, she takes over his mantle.
Yeah.
Now, to me, you can do that in the first hour and just basically make him Abin Sur from like the Green Lantern story, and just have him die in the first half of the movie.
Sure.
But to me, that's the only feasible way that works. Otherwise, I don't know how you're going to explain. It's just going to seem hokey that a Marvel Studios movie has a woman named Captain Marvel.
Well, she is a Marvel.
I don't understand
Sexist
that
piece
term.
of shit.
I don't know what else to say.
Same.
Three Wise, I've got your Three Wise radio. Three Wise, ice cold Three Wise radio.
Ice Cold 3 was.
I'll take a 3.
But The Killing Joke came out this week, so we thought we would review it. I forgot to purchase a DVD.
Womp, womp, womp.
So did Sam.
Womp, womp, womp.
But Ken and Garrett saw it, and Sam and I are familiar with the comic, and we did our research on it. Let's delve into it. Rated R, the first R-rated animated movie from... Is it the first R-rated?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because Assault on Arkham was PG-13.
Let's start with the R rating.
I mean, if this was a comic, if they were ever going to do one, it needed an R rating.
Honestly, I feel like it probably could have gotten away with a PG-13.
Incredibly easily.
Yeah, with the exception of the little intricacies between Joker and Barbara that they added, this was easily just a regular PG-13 animated movie.
It was. The fact... So one of my biggest issues with it is, like, they use, like, friggin' and fig and, like,
Oh, so they
shiz.
don't normally say fuck or anything.
No, they don't
like
say
that.
fuck or shit, and someone says bitch at one point, and I was like, they said to swear! That's a PG movie.
Okay. So, see...
You can say fuck once in a PG-13 movie. Be good with that rating.
Well, I didn't think it was...
You can say shit as much as you want in a PG-13 movie.
But it's rated R because of content, not because of the language.
Yeah,
Even with the content.
spectrums.
It is
Even
a
with
lot
content.
more. It is a lot more.
Even with
Well,
the
I
content.
don't know. I don't want to say it's more violent than other stuff we've seen because
It's
you see
really
that you see the same level of violence from like Under the Red Hood,
It's
and
really not.
I don't know.
It's
Yes
really
and
not.
no.
There's a
In-
lot of
in
there's a
defense-
lot of implied violence and a lot of implied terrible context.
I think
Right, and
I
that's
think
what
it's
what it is, though.
It-
Content, contact and context doesn't have to be shown on
Yes.
screen, but it's
That's where
it's
I'll
where
give it.
it's
that's
where
where I'll
violent-
give it that.
Yeah.
That's where I'll give it. It probably needed an R rating to get away with like the things that happened to Barbara.
Right, there's violence, but then when there's a sadistic quality to it, which I'm assuming this one has based on reading the comic, that's when you say, okay, this is rated R, not because of violence, but because of like sadistic like intent in the violence.
And that's always been an interesting thing to me. I never quite know... Was there a lot of blood? Animated blood?
No.
No? Okay. Because that's another thing, like...
blood's not as big of a thing.
But that's another thing. Like, I would never know what would qualify, because more blood to me
Use
would kind of
Archer as an
qualify
example
for.
that.
I know, but like more blood would qualify as like to push it towards an R rating,
Yeah.
or whatever. But
And I would agree with you on
in
that, but-
animated movie, I never quite know how you hold those standards as opposed to a normal movie, if that makes sense.
I
Because we
honestly
feel
think-
like a drawing of something is never as impactful as two human beings doing the exact same thing.
However, as we've seen from the backlash between a lot of like people being outraged about, for instance, the Batgirl cover where like Joker had her like tied up and
Yeah, had the drawing the smile
Yeah.
on her face.
There's a huge outrage about that because it showed women in a position of like distress or whatever, and then I think this is it. They tried to go for that R rating because they could be more freely open to work with that, which this comic was, like one of its biggest pivot points was.
Now, I will admit with at least the comic cover, while I did think the comic cover was cool, and there's history there that explains that, and I thought it was perfect for that scenario, that's not a great comic cover because if that was not those two characters, I would have thought that was misinterpreted, only because it was out in the open, and at the end of the day, comics are a shared medium of... Now, I know you don't have to buy it, but you will have to explain it if it's sitting right next to Batman Adventures, and...
So you think it's something like they should have covered it up like a Playboy, like put a little black bar above the comic?
Not a black bar above the comic, but do a rap. Yeah, do a rap with like
Right,
some...
that's what I mean, like a rap.
Yeah, 90s comic did that all the time for like special editions and stuff like that.
And then you have your special edition
Marvel did
cover
it
on
for
the
their
inside.
Ultimate relaunch in 2011. So, I mean, it's not unheard of to do that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I will give you that as like an appeal to the larger audience. Maybe that wasn't the best cover to put forth, but I feel like anyone who knows the story and then knows those characters, like,
But I mean, like, not
that's
everyone
incredibly
does.
Oh
appropriate.
yeah, no, I love the drawing. I think the drawing is great because of
fantastic.
the history of it and the context of the character. But But if you just drew a man and a woman doing that, I would be like, that's kind of
Right, but
weird.
you also wouldn't be selling a DC comic.
No, but you could
You'd be selling a
an-
Dark Horse comic.
Yeah, or an Image comic, or you could do it with
Right, but then that's why
many
they
other
didn't.
ones.
That's why they don't do that. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate.
I mean, that's fine.
I follow him very much on this.
Anyways, so back to the movie. They added pretty much the entire like first.
25 to 30 minutes.
No, I'd say almost the first hour almost.
First 45.
Dude, the movie was 77 minutes long.
Okay, so sorry, let me rephrase. First like 45 minutes. The good first half of the movie is all new stuff.
Well, they were going to have to do something because I remember the first time I read The Killing Joke was only about 3 years ago, and I was very disappointed in
Hold
its
that
length.
thought. Let me grab the comic book to like show everyone again how.
I mean, that's fine.
Oh, it's very short.
It's extremely short. It's like two
yeah.
issues, I think, really. I was very disappointed in the length of how long it was. Like, I'd always heard how this was a great story and everything else, and to me, a great story has build. Like, I always use The Dark Knight Returns, even though I hate that example because everyone uses it in everything.
But it
Batman.
is the
But it
pinnacle of
has
examples.
exactly because it has motions of story arc and it reads like a movie.
However, we have Killing Joke here, which
It's probably
Let me
like
actually- let me see the back.
the length of a book is about the width of a chocolate part and an ice cream sandwich.
it is like
It's
2 issues.
60 pages.
Two
it's
issues.
really
That's what
not
that is,
much.
yeah.
Is that
But,
what it was?
Rough.
One of the reasons why this book is so praised is the fact that they managed to explain all these great things. You got Joker's origin story. You have the relationship between Batman and Joker. You have so many things going on between the two of them in a 2-issue graphic novel. Whereas like Dark Knight Returns is so great because it tells this great long story and it's hundreds of pages and like you have your length and the art is beautiful.
That was another thing I really liked about this movie, whereas they were able to still keep to this style that Alan Moore had, going on, but they were also able to keep it in the vein of the animated series, as most of the animated movies they have been doing.
That was one of my favorite things about it. They kept it.
Well, it was produced by
As that.
Paul Dini, which was a
Yes.
huge deal, and
Yeah,
Bruce
right.
Timm and
You had
people
the
in
people.
charge.
You had the
But at the
people
same
on it
time,
that you
they
needed to.
they were able to up their animation quality in select few scenes where like a lot of it is just like you look like you're watching the 2001 cartoon again, but like there's a lot of it where it's like they upped the quality and did scenes bigger and better than they could have back in the day. And that was one of the things I really did enjoy.
So they had added a lot of stuff. It was kind of just, it wasn't necessary to the story, but it was kind of necessary to make it like a movie. Like you said, it kind of helped to fill it out. It did help to add like to the relationship between Bruce and Barbara. Both their like just
Which only
overarching
existed
relationship,
in this
but
movie.
also like an actual relationship. That was something a lot of people were like very confused. I don't want to say up in arms, but they were like
that is
confused.
one of the things of people who have seen the movie
That's, yeah,
and
one
our
of the big
fans
issues.
are getting negative feedback on.
Let's just talk about it.
Okay. So there's a point where Barbara and Bruce, they're arguing, like he's being like, no, you can't. I'm taking you off this case. You're getting too personal with this case right now. It just becomes a little bickering fight, and then they
Bang!
have angry sex together, and
Bang, bang, bang.
and then after that, it's just like really awkward between the two of them. While it's not something I would have pictured, it is something I feel like was appropriate. I felt like it built how they have such a strong relationship together. They had like, because this is pretty early on. This is after Dick has left. And
So he's not in the movie at all.
no, Dick's not in the movie at all.
It's
But
Batgirl, Batman, Joker.
and that's
then
Commissioner.
Commissioner
But
Gordon.
that's really about it. But it is he's already lost one one sidekick. So he's trying to be very protective on this one. But he's also still trying to like figure out how to be I don't want to say parent, because I feel like that's where a lot of fans have put this in a negative light, because they see Batman as like the parent figure.
He is.
And he is. But like at this point in time, he hasn't become that person yet. And so it's a
agree.
little bit of them figuring out where they fit together, sort of thing.
To get onto the biggest, so we just talked about public audiences, or like just like the widespread audiences having trouble with like that cover,
Right.
for that comic issue. One of the biggest complaints about Killing Joke, which I mean I think we all agree it's a great comic. One of the biggest complaints is that people say that Barbara only exists in that comic to be a victim. Like that is her sole purpose in this comic, is to get shot and then have her dad go crazy because of what's happened to her.
Yeah.
So they wanted to spice up her character a little more by also having her have sex with Batman. Rarely do I support people having this kind of outrage, but I can see somebody being like, really?
Yeah.
This
like,
is what else you give her?
No. So if you wanted to build on the character development, the Killing Joke, Barbara's role, as you mentioned, is to be the victim. God, it's going to make me sound so sexist before I say anything. It's just like, I feel like she was used as a ploy.
No, she was.
No,
She
that's
was.
what it
That's
seemed
exactly
like. So
how
they-
it was in
they
the comic.
expounded upon
That's
that.
exactly how it was in the movie, and it was.
It seems like you would have been better off promoting the relationship between her and her father.
Yeah,
That detracts from
I
it.
guess
And they spent so much time in this movie on this dude, Paris Franz, who is supposed to be, like, in essence... Some mobster dude who was, like, obsessed with Batgirl. In the same way that Joker's obsessed with Batman, it's supposed to be, like, almost in a way, like, Batgirl's Joker.
I would agree with that.
For those that, like, if you haven't read this comic, read it real quick and then you can catch back up with us. But this
Seriously,
comic's
it'll take
been
you
out
about
for, like,
15 fucking minutes.
been out for years, so we can just go to the end of it. The
I
big
mean-
thing is that it's suspected that Batman actually kills the Joker in the end of the comic, The Killing Joke.
Yeah.
Never
Not
been.
even. I never suspected that for a minute.
Really?
Honestly.
It's a possibility.
It's because it goes ha 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 ha, and then the last still is them still doing it, but there's no more.
and
laughing.
no one's ever said anything.
And it goes to the rain.
And I don't know.
I want to say Alan Moore actually said that he did.
No, I enjoy that idea. I like that idea that Batman finally just snaps and kills him. I don't know. I feel like that's Batman, like, finally, like, I need to stop this. This has gone on too long.
Because then
and
does it
needs to stop.
spiral so that
I
it's
disagree.
not Gordon's bad day, but it's Batman's bad day?
Yes.
And so the Joker wins at the end of this comic?
I mean, if
I
you're talking about a
disagree.
one shot, and also that is my opinion about Batman stories at this point, they should be written like Bond films. And he could kill the Joker at the end of this because I don't care if this is. I know it really is in continuity because she was Oracle, but now it's not because she can.
But she
walk.
gets shot, which is.
Right.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Well,
It is and
New 52
isn't.
To
fucked
me,
that up,
I
but-
can read the story and not have it be in continuity, and that's a great end to that then.
Yeah.
And if that is the case, then fine. Give him a backstory, give him whatever. Like, to me, that's it. This is the story, and as a whole story, it's a great story.
Also, you have to just like keep in mind like with things nowadays, like yes, things don't go into like some things go into play from this. She gets shot in this, and that translates over to her history now. Even in the New 52, it still happened. They fixed it.
Yes.
Yada yada yada. Remember, these characters, don't think of them as actual people. They are myths. Like, we're not building the life of Batman. We're building the mythos of Batman.
There's Zeus
so there's
and Ares
things are
and-
happening. Things aren't happening. Like, some stuff's still speculative. Like, we don't
It's
know
village to
everything.
village to village.
Yeah, it's just a series of stories that some of it's accurate and they keep some of it and they don't. Like, you just have to play by those rules.
Which is why you all said that at the end of The Killing Joke, you feel as though it was Batman's snapping point where he killed
I don't
Joker.
think he did.
But what I was trying to say was, like, the ambiguity of that
Is the brilliance.
is the brilliance of it, and the movie
also agree with that.
lacks that. It just fades to black. It doesn't like
It does.
fade out in terms of audio. It doesn't fade out.
So
in
it
ter-
fades
No,
out
but
at-
it fades Joker's laugh out, and it leaves only Batman's laugh,
That's
which is,
what it is.
so much more creepier than Joker's. Because I don't know if it's me personally, I've just become so used to like Mark Hamill laughing as Joker, and I'm like, yes, this is comfortable. I like this. That is my Joker. And then you hear that stop, and you hear Batman laughing, and you're like,
I didn't even notice
that's okay. I'm good with
them
that.
fading out. Joker's
Well, they
laugh.
did that in one of the episodes
No,
of the
it's
animated
just
series.
Batman laughing, and that's it at the end.
Did anybody remember that episode of the animated series where Harley kidnaps, or doesn't kidnap, but takes Batman and is going to kill him to make Mr. J finally so they can retire and live together, and she's holding him over like a pit of piranhas or whatever.
has got
And then
him.
He starts laughing, and she's like, "Stop that! You're
That's
freaking-
Mad Love.
Stop that! You're freaking
That
me."
is Mad Love.
Oh, yeah,
That
you're
was
right,
the
yeah.
animated episode adaptation of
Yes,
Mad Love.
you're right. But that's like his laugh is so creepy that it took Harley Quinn for a spin and freaked her out.
Because he's not the person you would normally see laugh.
So we get it better than, despite some stumbling across the road, still got to the heart of what the Killing Joke was?
Yes.
Cool.
Last 45 minutes, excellent. Well done. Really, really to the T in the comic. I do have my issues with the first half of the movie and the use of some characters, but I'm not the director and I don't get to make calls on that, so I will leave it at that. Like, I would recommend it for fans of Batman and fans of Joker. You owe it to yourself to watch it. You owe it to yourself to read it if you haven't.
I think it is kind of in that same vein of what the Killing Joke is as itself, as a, like Joe was saying, as a one shot. Like, it is a nice, good movie to watch if you're wanting to watch an animated Batman movie. Cool. It's very self.
Plus, you don't have to invest that much time. It's just over an hour long. It's not even an hour and a half long.
Hold on now. Oh, yep, getting there. Almost got it. Oh yeah, 3 Wise Radio.
The 4th Jason Bourne movie is out in theaters this week. Actually, it's the 5th, but it's the 4th
I thought the
starring
Great Wall was the 5th.
Matt Damon. That's the 6th now, then, technically. Also,
That looks great.
Also
I wanna
entitled
see it.
Jason Bourne Goes to China. But because
That's
British
next
in
week's
that trailer.
episode.
I think he's supposed to be British and Jason Bourne. We don't really know. All we know is his name was David.
He remembers everything.
Yes. But we don't get to find out.
But as we
everything.
learned, remembering everything doesn't mean
You
you
know
know everything.
Fuck
Man,
you, Matt Damon.
the way these whole 4 movies have gone down to one basic line.
That rabbit hole, man. So, since that movie is out in theaters this weekend, grossing $60 million opening weekend,
Dollar
so not
bills.
doing too bad for itself.
Damn.
Took number 1 at the box office. We thought we'd look at Spies in
That's right.
film and television, just media
I'm
in
just
general.
doing film.
Oh,
But
just
for,
film.
For what I've got cooking for you guys, it's film. But we can definitely break it open. I just had a little thing that I wanted to run by you guys.
Okay.
To see how it goes.
You're good.
But we can definitely talk about TV. I just had a couple of examples for secret agents that I wanted to see. The big thing was they were doing press for Bourne with Batman vs. Superman, and Matt Damon strongly suggested that Jason Bourne would absolutely beat Batman in a battle of wits.
Beat Batman?
Yes. Be
In
that as-
wits?
in everything. In every aspect. So what I wanted to do is, we'll let that be. So what I wanted to do is pull some of the biggest...
Is this just the part of the feud between Matt Damon and Ben Affleck? I'm confused.
Probably.
Bromance.
Yeah.
Pull some of the characters from big-time spy movies or action super agent movies and see who could go toe-to-toe with Jason Bourne. So
What
I-
were your requirements for choosing who you chose?
So what I picked was, the thing that Bourne does well is he can do both the spy element and the action hero element.
Okay.
So I chose characters, and we're going to see who could they outmatch him in physically as well as the realm of espionage.
So at some point they just had to be working for an agency and have to be
Yes.
great at hand-to-hand combat.
Yes,
I'm going to have
Okay.
so
which
much
is
fun.
which is why you wouldn't pick like Gary Oldman from Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Right.
Dynamite espionage
Never mind.
would die immediately with anything on his desk. So the other element that I got into it is I started going through these names and I thought a lot of these names, if I didn't have it right in front of me, I'm not sure I could remember what movie they're in. So I'm just naming you the agent, and I want to know if you can tell me what movie it is, and then we'll break each of them down.
Okay.
Does that work?
That works.
Aw.
So I'll give you an easy one. To start it off, easy one. Ethan Hunt. What movie?
Mission Impossible.
There you go.
You're welcome.
Could Ethan Hunt go toe to toe?
No.
Pick the hairstyle, whichever one you want.
Long.
Long Mission Impossible 2?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
The John Woo Ethan Hunt is the only Ethan Hunt that stands a chance. No one else, because that Ethan Hunt knew gun fu.
And comes with motorcycle?
Yo, there's gun fu in that movie?
It's a
Oh,
John
yeah.
Woo film. There's gun fu.
And doves.
And does, yes. And he climbs mountains without any equipment.
So true.
But doesn't he climb a building in MI4?
But he
But he has equipment.
Sticky gloves.
I didn't know.
So I'm going with that one.
You think Ethan Hunt could take on Bourne? Remember, this is both
I feel like
espionage
Ethan
and...
Hunt in MI2 could take on Jason Bourne for a total of 5 minutes.
Until defeat?
Until Jason Bourne just overpowered him at that point. Like,
Okay.
it would be a good fisticuffs type battle. Like, they would go to toe, like, say in the middle of the field, no weapons involved whatsoever. They would go toe to toe, and then it would eventually get to the point where, like, you have that dramatic action hero sequence.
Do they have their partners with them?
No.
No.
Okay.
You're in the middle of the field, no weapons, no equipment.
They're
you're
both
just,
rogue agents.
you're
No,
just-
not in the middle of a field because this is also espionage.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to outwit him.
Whose
too.
side is
Jason-
Jeremy Renner
Jason
on?
Bourne won. They had a fucking gunfight in the middle of the field.
Well, right, but we're not doing a middle of a field.
Who's
We're doing this could be they're
No.
across town and they have to figure out how to get to each other or an objective. Like
I'm
it's-
going trick question. Jeremy Renner wins. He's
I-
in both franchises.
I would
That he
say
is, but
I would say Bourne wins this one.
Bourne.
Bourne wins.
Yeah.
Bourne wins.
Bourne beats you. Okay. All right. Next up, we've got Brian Mills. Anyone
Is
know
that
the movie?
Taken?
That's Taken.
Yeah.
Good job. Ring a ding ding. In all of the Takens.
At some point, you have to wonder if he's just a bad parent.
Exactly.
I would.
Brian Mills
Deadpool.
wins.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. There it is. You think who wins?
I would say.
Taken. Brian Mills wins.
You think he
Wait,
wins?
hold on. Does Jason Bourne have Brian Mills' daughter?
Because here's
Or wife?
He does not.
Then why does he
knows
give
better.
a fuck?
He has no motivation then.
Perhaps Jason Bourne is attacking a celebrity that he is
Bodyguarding.
for the evening.
Like Jason Bourne wants more publicity to his name. Jason Bourne would never do that.
Maybe it goes deeper than we ever thought possible.
Brian Mills still.
You think that he can take out Jason Bourne?
I think so.
Okay.
Bourne series are so. This is a bad thing for me because like the Bourne series is so low on my totem
low
pole.
level.
Yeah, I'm like
I thought we were having a
because
legit
he's
battle right
basically
now.
until this film, Daniel Craig in Quantum of Solace is a more impressive Jason Bourne than
Jason Bourne.
Jason Bourne.
All right.
And surprise, James Bond.
Then-
I do apologize that it's not a straight up hand to hand combat battle, but we do. It's a spy movie.
They got
Right.
Have to
Alright, so-
incorporate.
Wait.
So real quick, I want to say like the way this
I'm-
whole thing
Oh.
was pitched to me.
So wait, we also have to incorporate their spying.
Yeah.
I've
gonna
been
retract.
saying this
No.
every
No.
single time.
What if
didn't-
they-
I didn't-
like,
I
I'm
didn't
They're not
incorporate
okay. Look, they're not meeting in a goddamn field.
I don't know.
They're in a situation. Say it's a movie, and the movie starts, and it's this person versus that person.
I didn't think about spy skills, but I thought about like their tactical abilities.
Let's see. Let's go with this one. Luke Hobbs.
That's Fast and Furious.
That's Fast and Furious.
That's The
Dwayne The
Rock.
Rock Johnson.
He was a spy?
No, but he was a government agent. He's a government agent, super high up.
Bourne.
RKO out of nowhere?
Bourne.
Bourne. Without a doubt.
No. Like, The Rock would win in terms of physicality, but in terms of overall
See,
spiness.
that's what I want to see. Garrett's right. That was my indicator.
In terms of overall spiness, Jason Bourne would
Jason,
win this.
yes.
Luke
Jason
Hobbs
Bourne.
was tricked by Ludacris. Yeah. He
Jason
stands
Bourne
no
wins.
chance against Jason Bourne.
Jason Bourne
Yes,
wins.
but you forget he's from the Fast and Furious franchise. So
Like I said, in terms of physicality, like, The Rock would win this. If they were ever to get into a fight, The Rock would win instantly.
well, it's in his contract.
That's Vin's contract.
That's been,
I just assume it's in his now too. I haven't seen him lose a fight in a while.
but
Both
I mean, like,
statements incredibly correct, and I love both.
but I
of
mean,
them.
like, you don't see him doing a lot of actually good spy stuff.
no,
so-
Or just
no.
agent,
I
or
still-
just agent
he's just
stuff.
big and Samoan or some shit.
He just had a minigun on a roof shooting at a helicopter in the middle of downtown Los Angeles, which I have no clue how that thing got deserted.
It's a
So,
street fight. It's uninhabited.
yeah, thank God everyone was off work in Los Angeles for
All
the
right, so
day.
Bourne wins that one?
Yes.
Bourne wins that one.
Alrighty. So we said no 007, but Felix Leiter.
That he's Bond.
All the
He's-
Bond. He is Bond's
he is
American
Bond.
buddy. Works for the CIA.
Yeah, he's a brother from Langley. He's bleeding chips. I can't think of the actor's
Played
name.
by 8 different people, I believe, over
At
the course of the Bonds.
least.
No, I think it's 9. He's the guy that in the Pierce Brosnan ones, he would always
he's
show-
not in the Pierce Brosnan ones.
Who's that?
That's not. But it's Wade.
It's the same thing.
No, it's
He's
not.
undercover.
He's a.
Than him.
He's
Then he
undercover.
already
He would
beats
win.
Jason Bourne because Jason Bourne
if
keeps
he's
being found out as Jason Bourne.
If he's undercover for Bond, he wins. If he's got Bond convinced that he's another person,
I would argue that.
he's got that espionage on lockdown.
And he's clearly
And
had the
he's
same
clear-
training as
Also,
Jason Bourne.
Exactly.
He is. If we are going out on that limb and assuming this is the same character, he is extremely dumb in those movies.
Maybe it's a front.
All right, I got 3 more.
All right.
3 more. Harry Hart. Think Harry, not Hart. He's got another movie coming out, and it's not just about him. We're surprised Harry Hart's actually back for this next movie because he got shot in the head in the last one.
Oh,
And his name's Colin Firth. And it's Secret
Gold-
Service.
Secret Service.
Oh, okay. I know I've been picking against Jason Bourne every fight,
But you're still going to pick against
pissed,
Jason Bourne.
and I feel like this one actually
How so?
merits because his spy skills and hand-to-hand combat both were so comically good, and I don't mean that in like a pun that it came from a comic. Like, it's ridiculous, like how well he was at a spy and
True.
hand-to-hand combat. That Bourne, while I feel like he can get the jump on everyone else, is not going to get the
Harry.
jump on this guy.
And I will give you that. Whereas
Yeah.
Bourne would try and stab him with a pen, Harry would throw a pen that happens to be a grenade.
Yes.
Surprise,
Which
bitch.
would be much more effective.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Thoughts, comments,
I'll
concerns?
give it to Harry here.
Go off what they say.
Works. All right. And down here, Gracie Hart. Gracie Hart, letting the lady step in.
Carmen San Diego.
Gracie Hart is Sandra Bullock in Miss Congeniality. Secret. Hey,
You can't use that. You
Government
haven't-
agent. Government agent.
Government agent,
you
and
have
she
not
is a
seen
spy.
this.
She's a spy.
How are you supposed to
'Cause I can
defend
Google.
against this?
I'm not defending against anyone.
He's just posting
I'm the
matchups.
moderator, bro.
I'm Jason Bourne.
Jason Bourne.
Okay, that's fine.
He's got her. He like.
What if I threw in
She was
Evelyn
not
Salt?
a very good
I
spy.
don't know who that is.
That's
Angelina
Angelina
Jolie from Salt.
Jolie and Salt.
That's a toss-up.
That movie was awful. First off, but
Well,
also,
we're not
but she was
basing it
also
off the
just a
movie.
very bad spy.
We're not basing off the movie, or else MI2 wins every time.
Well, I mean, I was just throwing that out there, but she was just a very bad spy in that movie.
All right.
So
All
it
right,
was
so the
supposed to be
ladies don't
Tom
win.
Cruise.
All right, final one. And this we're kind of
Tom
just
Cruise,
switching it up.
Angelina Jolie.
It's got nothing to do with Jason Bourne. Can you name every actor that has played Jack Ryan and the movie that they played him in?
Harrison Ford.
Yep.
Can't tell you the movie.
Clear and Present Danger and Patriot Games.
Yep, nailed it. 3 others.
Alec Baldwin, Hunt for Red October.
That was the best one.
Ben Affleck, Sum of All Fears.
Yep.
And
One more, baby.
Chris Pine and Jack Ryan, Shadow Recruit.
Nailed it.
Holy shit.
I like those, actually.
That's good.
I felt like those could be an actual
Top marks.
movie series.
Sorry, I misled you. I was told that this was gonna go differently, but that's fine.
So would Archer...
All right,
Archer would beat Jason
Let's talk.
Bourne.
Let's talk that. Let's talk that.
Television spies then.
I think our main one was Sterling Archer.
Right, because he's the big
Sterling
name right now.
Archer.
What about Jesse Eisenberg, who's basically the stoner Jason Bourne from American Ultra?
American Ultra.
Jesus Christ, I forgot about that. Just get like super
It is
fucking
the
ripped.
same movie, only with pot. And you replace Julia Stiles with Kristen Stewart. Same movie.
Upgrade? Downgrade?
I'm going to say downgrade
Same
because
grade?
Par for the course. Par for the course.
I don't want to give Max Landis that much credit.
No, I meant Kristen Stewart versus Julia Stiles.
Depends on the day.
I guess.
Downgrade.
Does Sterling Archer stand a chance without backup? Because it does seem like he would be dead all the time.
Wait, does backup include alcohol?
No.
No.
He says drinking his beer.
Thins the blood.
No, I feel like Sterling Archer would win. He does actually do his espionage. Like,
does.
But he
does.
fails almost religiously.
No, there are several episodes where like it's like Archer, did you read the dossier? And he's like, no, like I didn't need to because I already knew all this shit. Like
He just goes in and is just like
he's able to
kill the guy.
He's able to like
Did the
pick
thing.
up instinctively
Got
like
drunk.
what's going on, but also at the same time is just being a complete and blatant asshole the whole time.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
accurate.
But I mean, no, I feel like he's got the espionage, he's got the physical aspect of it. And he's also got just the sheer dumb luck all the
He
time.
does. Which you have to admit, when it comes to espionage and secret agent shit, you do need a ridiculously stupid amount of dumb luck.
Yeah, can I get a 3 Ys with onions and give me some extra ketchup?
You want onions on it?
Yeah, extra onions.
Okay, so I want onions on it.
Yeah, the 3 Ys.
Yes, alright.
As usual, we end every episode with Piquing Your Interest, where we just say, what's piquing our interest? Garrett, what's piquing your interest?
Recently I have been watching. I've been rewatching Cowboy Bebop, which is a anime from the early late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, it was on Toonami.
Yeah, and I just it was
actually fantastic.
like
Would
Adult Swim
recommend.
sort of thing. But I don't know. I'm watching this and I'm loving how much it's still holding up and how just like how much artistic merit was put into this, like in terms of like direction, in terms of like this is something that you would see. There's just like artsy, but it's actually like telling a really good story.
Was it a Japanese cartoon?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so then my second question is it subtitles or redubbed like Pokemon was?
It's redubbed.
Okay.
The redub's fantastic.
It's
the dub is 100% amazing.
The guy that voices Spike, I promise you have heard his voice somewhere. I couldn't tell you his name right now, but you have heard his voice on several everything.
That's big shoes to fill because the only Spike that Joe and I know is from Buffy the Vampire Slayer / Angel.
So
for a walk, bitch.
Okay,
there you go.
You guys have both played Arkham Asylum, right?
Correct.
Yes.
The security guard that's checking Joker in at the beginning, where he's like, he's got all this. Like, that's the guy that voices Spike.
I was wondering.
I feel like, honestly, I feel like it's the same dude.
He gets around.
Goku. I feel like it's the same dude who does Goku.
Such like this was like probably his biggest role of his career, but he's had such a diverse career, as most voice actors do. But like, he's got such a noticeable voice where it's kind of like a John Maggio thing, where it's like, I know that's you, sort of thing.
Right.
But this is definitely where his career kind of took off, but it is also, unfortunately, like his biggest role sort of thing. But I don't know. I really enjoy the story. I really enjoy the art style. I enjoy just like kind of the artsy like Western feel they try and give to it.
It's the anime version of
Firefly.
Thank you.
But like how just like some of the B-shot footage, just like here's a windmill. It's really serene. It's really cool. But it fits. Yeah, I enjoy that. But it also does fit within the scene and within the episode, so it's just like cool. I really appreciate that.
Ken, what's piquing your interest? Just continue.
Well, you guys told me I could brag about my Overwatch record right now.
Yes.
Which, big mistake on your part.
Piquing my interest, actually, is a new segment that we're doing. A new surprise segment. Very excited about it. And it's actually starting right now. And you're involved. Shit. Everyone's involved. So,
Bleep,
for a little
bleep,
personal
bleep,
experience,
bleep, bleep, bleep.
I hate unboxing videos. I don't like them. I dislike them a lot. But I always wanted to see what the appeal was. So, I bought one. And we're going to do that. So, I got one of these.
You got a Loot Crate!
We are not sponsored by Loot Crate. I don't really care much for this process, but we're going to see how it goes. So here's what we're going to do. Do you have Loot Crate?
I did for a minute. A lot of people I work with have Loot Crate, and I would highly recommend Loot Crate to anyone who wants to buy me a subscription to Loot Crate.
No one does. Well, we'll see. But
hey, man, shout out to the internet. It's an infinite amount of people, man.
Hey, good story, though, because I'm going to pick one item from this that you get to take home with you. Correction, you have to take home with you. Because I'm going to pick the worst item. So here we go.
I don't care. I've seen this month's Loot Crate, and it's amazing.
So here we go. So we're going to start this real quick, but we're going to go pretty fast because I'm not a big fan of things. All right. So what is this? This is a... I don't know. You tell me what this is.
Looks
It's
like
a Mega Man thing.
Oh, it's a Mega Man...
It looks like a Mega Man figure.
You open the Mega Man, and there's a figure
I don't know
inside.
what he does.
Hey, it's amazing. He doesn't really do shit because he's a vinyl figure.
Oh, there's more packaging. That's awesome. Oh, it doesn't even
Loot Crate
open.
standard.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll check that one out later. That's pretty exciting. This is a shirt. This is some kind of attire.
That is the...
That's a... Oh, there's... Joe, do you have any idea what this is?
That is
clue.
a Rick and Morty t-shirt. That is the schematics of the portal gun that Rick uses in both seasons.
Jesus, that's really.
Well, that's got... If you feel that, that's got a nice feel. That's got a
It really
nice
does.
feel to it.
I will
actually surprised with.
I will give
That's
that
actually
to
a nice quality shirt.
It's a high quality screen print on a decent quality.
Look at this. Is a...
quality
What is that?
That is essentially a rubber ducky Mega Man.
Neat. All right, moving on.
Anyone else lonely in their bath tonight? Hey.
Ooh, here's a Star Trek Next Generation exclusive. Oh no, this one's got a rip. So we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going here and see what we've got. Oh, it's a USS Enterprise sticker.
But it is a 3D sticker. It's a high quality.
You mean by 3D sticker, you mean it's thick.
I mean, it's thick as fuck.
All right.
I'm abusing the fuck out of the fact that you guys went explicit.
That's cool. All right. Oh, this one's kind of cool. It's a Futurama mini thing of the
Mini
ship.
Planet Express ship.
Futurama's a good show. I like that. That's kind of cool. That's the
Helping
first thing
people
I think is
fall
kinda
asleep
cool.
every night for
Right on.
countless
I enjoy
decades. It's actually a really cool thing. It's a vinyl figure. A couple of my friends have this, and it's like
Oh, I like
it's
that.
like it's got really good quality to it
No,
too.
I enjoy that. Here's
Lots
a
of good detail.
4001 AD comic.
Bloodshot.
Is that Bloodshot?
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like it.
Right on. Free comics, usually worth big money, yeah?
No, usually
No,
worth
never.
10 cents.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Then why'd you get the loot crate?
Why is it included? Oh, here's a Star Trek pin. Doing the classic Spock. That is a pretty good one. That might be yours, my friend. There it is. Can you do it? And then can you close it?
Can you do it with both hands?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's a shame because that never became the Spock to me. After I saw Danny DeVito, it just became the crappy penguin.
Danny DeVito.
It just became the penguin.
Danny DeVito is 3-in-1.
Oh.
Oh, see? We all learned something.
Can you do the 3-in-1?
Yes, I can.
All right, and that's it. The next
I
thing
worked
is just
really
a
hard on
magazine. So can we guess what the theme was for this one? What was the theme of this box?
I've got it, but I want to see if our guests can guess.
You said it was one word, correct?
One word.
I know what it was supposed to be, but I don't remember what it was.
What are you calling?
Future.
What are you calling?
Not future.
Okay, not future Joe. Any thoughts?
Space travel.
Space travel.
That's not one word.
You're out. It's not one word.
Hyphenated.
The answer was futuristic. So we'll give it to Garrett. We'll give it to Garrett.
So Garrett gets his pick, yes?
Oh, no, not true. I get to pick for you every time. That's how it goes.
I don't see
Easy,
how anyone
dog.
loses.
We're going to
Honestly.
go with... You know what?
Ducky.
I'm going
What
to give
the
you the USS Enterprise Thick Stick.
Oh, yes.
That's a good...
I'm gonna
It's a
put
short for
this-
thick sticker.
I'm going to put this on my bike.
Right on, man. Well, hey. Congratulations. That's the first inaugural monthly, I guess, unboxing.
I got to say first, before any of y'all motherfuckers who comment on this shit, so first.
There you go.
Thank you. Again.
We'll find out a better way to do
Also,
this and
gi-
continue doing it.
Give me a second to appreciate the fact that you guys had me on the show again. I do appreciate you guys taking the time and
Right on.
giving me all that.
Right on.
Thank you so much.
If you want to comment first on anything that we post, there's many different ways you can do it. I'll even accept a first email from someone. If you do that as well, you can do that by sending an email to 3wiseradio@gmail.com, looking us up on Twitter at 3wiseradio or hashtag 3wiseradio, finding us on Instagram at 3wiseradio or on Facebook at 3wisemedia. Don't forget, we also have other shows like Movie Versus, so go and check them out as well.
Right on.
That's going to do it for us. We'll see you next week. 3 Wise Radio!
Even still, they get like awestruck when they meet people like Jessica Negri, and it's like it's like that.
Because it's still the nerd factor of beautiful woman enjoying something that's socially awkward that I don't think she's going to like. So
I've been really curious about that as well, and like what the stigma on that was.
No, it's just because there's more men, and
Very true.
that's just how it works.
But I think we're also going to the point in society where we're hitting a very good medium, where a lot more people, regardless of gender, are being interested in, comics and games and cosplay and shit, regardless.
I'm going to keep it in the nerdy loop and revert back to Men in Black on that. I think you can do it with people, and I think there are definitely people that are smarter, but society as a whole are dumb, stupid,
Well
sheep,
put.
and animals, and they're
Well
not.
fucking put.
We're not so going to accept it just yet.
I do have a good friend of mine, which I'm hoping a couple of our listeners, or your listeners,
Yeah, cheers, listeners, to this for this cast.
in this day, it's our listeners. Hey. So one of my good friends that I went to culinary school with, he goes by the name of Vince. He's like super Tumblr famous for his Cusco cosplay. And I say Cusco cosplay, and like if any of y'all have seen like Cusco on the internet, like cosplay, it's probably this dude. Like people have posted images of like, oh, the Disney princesses, and then they post one of Cusco, and it's like this
don't know
dude
who
I
that
know,
is.
Vince in
Cusco.
Cusco cosplay.
No, I know. I don't. You can keep saying it. I'm just thinking couscous. I don't know what Cusco cosplay is.
From Emperor's New Groove.
Oh, is that the llama or is that?
Big soldier.
Okay.
No, that's Kronk.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I just saw
The
Emperor's New
Emperor
Groove.
gets turned into.
Okay.
So
I
like when
just saw that for
he's
the
in
first
the
time the
robes with the big earrings and the crown.
Poison for Cusco. Cusco's poison.
That's why I was thinking Kronk, because I just said Cusco.
But
Right.
yeah, so one of the dudes I like inadvertently went to culinary school with and like met him, and then all of a sudden I find out like, oh, you're internet famous. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Want a beer?
Want a beer?
Do I have to treat you different now?
No.
Because I won't.
I actually treat him worse, which is funny. It's like, you're famous and you're better than me. You suck.
All right.
Yeah, that's me. Anyway, move on.
You need to work on your insults.
Hey, you told the guests earlier 19 hours work, 3 hours sleep, blah, 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 blah.